So how did you come to faith?
So I call my conversion inversion because it was very clear to me from early on that whenever I painted, something flowed right through me. It was, I don't know what to call it. I thought everybody had this experience until I went to middle school in New Jersey and made a mistake of like telling people like, don't you feel something flowing through you? Like when you, and people like looking at me. And so I always felt that art was sacred. There was no doubt in my mind that it came from somewhere, it was going through me, that I didn't own that. And it was in my 20s, through my education at Bucknell University, I was exposed to all kinds of Western literature, including Shakespeare and William Blake. And I began to be intrigued that their understanding of spirituality had a distinctive pinhole of the Bible. And I didn't understand the Bible, but I began to read, try to understand the scriptures and King James Version, and spent many years just trying to figure out who this Jesus was. And I was in Japan. I remember the day called February Day. I was reading the last epic poem of William Blake, Jerusalem, some 400 pages long. I waded through to ask one simple question: who is Jesus? And William Blake gives a beautiful answer at the end, summarization of Gospel of John, Jesus on the cross speaking to Albion, his emanation, and telling him, Albion asks Jesus on the cross, saying, "Oh Lord, what can I do? My selfhood cruel marches against thee, deceitful, to meet thee in its pride." And Jesus answers, "Fear not, Albion. Unless I die, thou cannot live." And unless I die, unless I die, I'll think of it in a minute. But that passage opened up a door, and what I heard through that passage was Jesus' voice matching exactly what I felt in the studio. I said, aha, that's what I was feeling as a 3-year-old painting. And this reality of Jesus came flooding in, and it took me a year to realize I was a Christian. I had all these missionary friends, and I would be in this argument about why the church has done wrong in the world, and all the criticism of where I cannot agree with this in the Bible or this in the Bible. And but my friends eventually asked me, like, so do you believe that Jesus resurrected from the grave? And I said, of course, he must have. I mean, how could he not? And they were like, okay. So you believe that he's the son of God. You believe that he's resurrected from the dead. You believe that the Bible is true, even though you disagree with many of it. And so you're a Christian. And I said, no, absolutely not. I'm not a Christian. And this debate went on for about a year. And finally, I had to admit, my imagination was baptized very early on in my life, but now my heart was inverted into that place, sacred place where my imagination dwelt.